Guiseley at Brackley Town.
Well, good evening and welcome to Guiseley AFC Radio. We've made the long trip down to the south to take on the very informed Brackley Town, who are up there once again in the playoffs and looking likely to really be in amongst it at the very top end of the table after coming so close last year. Of course, Guiseley haven't yet won on any visit to this ground. In fact, I think tonight, if I'm correct, AD, this is only our second ever visit to St James's Park. And last time, I don't think we scored or of course we got beaten, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we lost 1-0 late on 84th minute last year, having probably dominated without actually creating, a clear-cut chance. As you say, Brackley, very organised side. John Brady, the manager's done a fantastic job down here, and if you look around at the ground, although they're very well backed, for a club with, truthfully, not the biggest of fan bases, the job that's been done down here has been quite fantastic. I was talking to John Brady actually a while back on the pitch, and he was saying that when they played us earlier in the season, he thought that was the worst Guiseley side he'd seen, and also the worst Guiseley performance he'd come across. So, but he was also saying he's struggling to pick the bones out of the side that we've got out tonight, because it's very different from the one that played up there. Brackley watched us a couple of times recently, but the side tonight is very different from those sides as well. So it'll be an interesting both confrontation in terms of the styles, and also the fact that there's a number of personnel changes on both sides.
Yep, it certainly will. Guiseley, of course, have got a couple of players, well, one player in particular, who will be making a very welcome return to the club in Kevin Holsgrove. He is lining up tonight in the first 11. In goal for Guiseley tonight, Stephen Drench, Andy Holdsworth, Rhys Maynell, Ben Parker, Danny Ellis, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Kevin Holsgrove, Adam Boys and Gavin Rothery complete the lineup. Jack Ray on the bench tonight, along with Danny Forrest, Alex Johnson, Ollie Johnson and Steve Dickinson. And for Brackley, they line up with Billy Turley in goal, Remy Clarima, Dominic Landon, Eddie Odiambo, Tom Sharp, Ryan Austin, Isaac Reed, Brett Solkin, Stephen Moore, Steve Diggin and Glenn Walker. And on the bench for the home side is Eddie Nisevich, David Bridges, Steve Towers, Gary Mulligan and Ben Mills. The two sides just lining up. Guiseley playing in all yellow tonight, lining up, shooting from right to left from where we're watching it in the stand here at Brackley, and looking out to the expanse of pitch beyond, of darkness really, beyond the opposite side of this ground. Brackley are in red and white stripes with red shorts and white socks. So the referee today is Mr. Marvin Amphlett, and assisted by Gareth Hubbard and Philip Hardesty. Last time these two sides met, of course, was that fateful last encounter under Steve Kittrick's charge on non-league day when we lost 2-0. AD will be looking to avenge that defeat in particular.
Yes, I mean, I'm not quite sure if this is true, but from that day I suspect we've only got about 5 players surviving in the starting lineup, and I think the recent additions of Boys and Holsgrove hopefully will give us that little bit more devil about us. Certainly we're a much bigger side than we were last time we played them. So I've utmost respect for John Brady and the way his teams play, but it's really tends to be relatively one-dimensional in as much as they play along and look for bits and pieces all the time. Happy to grind out 1 and 2-0 wins, which they do very well. Well,
the game's just got underway, and already Brackley have a throw inside Guiseley's half. It's being taken by Remy Clarima. So impressive, I seem to remember in the return fixture.
Yeah, I mean, Rennie Clarima was a lad who they signed from Histon, who I think has been Histon's outstanding player in the last couple of seasons. I think most clubs in the Conference North, and even possibly at a better level, will be happy to have Remy in the team. Very impressive player.
Guiseley defend the throw, but Brackley pick up the second ball now. Come down here with Steve Diggin, down on the right-hand side. Plays the ball into the area. It goes above the target man, which is Stephen Moore. Came from Leamington earlier on this season. Ball laid back into the feet of Dominic Landon. Landon takes it down the left-hand side, but Guiseley defend well. And then there's a free kick on the far side for the Lions. A challenge on Andy Holdsworth.
And that'll be the shape of the game. I think what will happen is they'll do what they do. They get down the wings very quickly, get a cross in very early. And then when you're in possession of the ball, they'll try and break it up all the time. Give away free kicks all over the pitch, rotate the free kicks. Very professional, very organised.
More than I am tonight, Adi. It's been a dash down. Just got the page link set up. I'm afraid work prevented me getting here any earlier. So do tweet us at Guiseley Radio. We just need to know that we are on air and coming through, and if we're not, we can do something about it. We've got about just 3 minutes on the clock so far. Guiseley now have a throw-in inside the Brackley half. It goes forward, but it's well defended. And there's a quick counter-attack on now as Brackley come forward down the left-hand side. Options ahead of Glenn Walker if he can pick out the right man. Plays the ball into the area, well held by Stephen Drench. And Guiseley just have a sign of the danger that Brackley can offer on the counter-attack there, Eddie.
Very quickly all the time. I mean, I think the difference from previous times is whenever we've played them in recent times, we've always been 4-5-1. We set off 4-4-2 tonight, just with a view to trying to give the two centre halves something to think about. Because in the past, the centre halves have just put a ball at the fullback every time, and then done what we've just seen them do a couple of times already. So it's just a change of tactics from us to try and counter what they do.
Gavin Rothery goes forward. The move breaks down though on the edge of the 18-yard box. Brackley get the ball into the Guiseley half, picked up here by Glenn Walker. And then taken all the way back to the central defender, Tom Sharp. Sharp plays it long. Danny Ellis looking very composed at centre half. Gets a foot in and clears. As eventually get it up to the halfway line. It's helped down and lay it out to the left-hand side where Rhys Maynell feeds it forward. Looking for Kevin Holsgrove. He lays it out to the left here where Gavin Rothery picks it up. Rothery makes a run down this left-hand side. Back here to Holsgrove. It's well shadowed, but he's got Maynell on the overlap. Holsgrove goes inside, then plays a ball in towards Rothery, but it's really well defended. And Steve Diggin, I think it is, who's got the final touch on that. And Brackley will earn a free kick.
One of the advantages of having Kevin is Kevin will happily, he'll come out wide to seek possession. And as demonstrated there, not afraid to put a foot in either.
Just taking his time. Actually, it was Glenn Walker who had got the injury. Just feeling his shin pad, I think, and just recorrecting it.
Or an injured sock.
You never know what happens to the hosiery. Guiseley at the moment are just having to get their thoughts together. It's been a frustrating couple of weeks, Eddie, hasn't it, off the field with these postponements that we've been suffering.
Yes, I mean, I have to say that our pitch, I mean, despite heroic efforts, I'm all concerned, has just simply been, we've been having biblical downpours. We get it right, and then it chucks it down, and then we get it right, and then it chucks it down. And as I say, it's been very, very frustrating. And the net result of that has been we've also played a couple of games on pitches that, in our opinion, weren't fit at Telford and Barrow, where didn't suit our style. And so it's been a terribly stop-start, really, which has been most frustrating, yeah.
Key game tonight, and Brackley are back underway anyway with Remy Clarima. There's a throw-in down the right-hand side, picked up now by Stephen Moore. Moore battles away and gets the ball out to the right-hand side where it's then crossed in. And then a great claim by Stephen Drench, under pressure from Steve Diggin, who was lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box, just looking to get a head onto it.
I mean, in Diggin and Stephen Moore, they've got a very dangerous front two. Very different front two as well, actually. They're Stephen Moore's a very clever player, great pedigree, which is why they've sort of broken their bank slightly to get him from Leamington. But Diggin is such a steady forward. He isn't that prolific, but he'll give him a chance. He scores. He's at this level, he's a tremendous forward.
Remy Clarima just giving an opportunity there for Gavin Rothery to capitalise. Clarima does well and recovers, and now sends the ball upfield. Now Brackley can chase this one once again with Stephen Moore. One-on-one with Ben Parker there for a moment. Parker wins that one, but at the expense of a corner. And it looks like this will be a tough one to defend, because Clarima and Ryan Austin, who's a fair old physical presence, are stepping forward.
We haven't really started here, if I'm honest. It's we've been a little bit sloppy in possession. They've been pressing the ball very well, and both the wingers have been making good progress. So it's not been the best of starts from us so far.
So corner to Brackley on the right-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. Swung in towards the goal, and it's headed away and picked up by Isaac Reed. Reed now looks forward, gets the ball into the area once again, onto the edge of the 18-yard box, headed in towards the goal by Brett Solkin. Not likely to get much power on that from that distance on goal. Stephen Drench, as we've seen so often, plays the ball very quickly forward, looking to send Kevin Holsgrove away, but collected well by the goalkeeper, Billy Turley.
A very big pitch here as well, which enables it's very difficult to get close to players. That was very sloppy just then from Brackley. I'm sure that will have their boss tearing his hair out.
Now picked up here by Danny Boschel. Boschel plays it forward. Holsgrove goes chasing for it. Very much involved at this early stage in this game. Gets the ball into the feet of Brooksby. Brooksby's tackled, but I think he's earned his side a corner, and Guiseley do have a corner.
Steve, I mean, I have to say that Kev Holsgrove is a very different player from what we've had this season, because he will go looking for the ball, and he also puts defenders under pressure. So he's very different, and I think by general consensus he was a bit unlucky at Halifax. So I mean, we're very pleased to get him for the rest of the season. Good
corner comes in up towards the on the goal line. It's fumbled by Turley, eventually helped away. Not quite sure what happened there, because we've got a rather unfortunate post right in front of the goal here, but the ball comes back in anyway with Rothery. Up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Goes in. Holsgrove gets on the end of it. Gets a shot away. Turley saves. Another corner to Guiseley. That's a good piece of pressure there from the Lions.
Probably should have scored there. I mean, it was awful goalkeeping from Turley the first time, but tremendous goalkeeping the second time.
Corner again on the right-hand side. Guiseley just turning the screw for a couple of minutes here. And about 9 minutes of this game. The one floated in this time towards Danny Ellis. Helped away. And hoisted up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And eventually, Adam Boys can't win the header, and Brackley defend, and it's out for a Brackley throw.
It's quite odd on a still night. The ball seemed to swirl in the air there. It was really quite peculiar because it's completely still.
It's a strange sort of... it was a strange sort of corner, wasn't it? It sort of curled in. I don't know if Turley just lost sight of it for a moment.
I have to say that the lights are new, but they're not great. There's a sort of quite a dark patch in both goal areas, which is slightly odd.
Now Brackley come forward, making light work of that one. A long ball forward now, looking for Stephen Moore. Moore's just beaten to it this time by Parker. Helped away to Danny Boschel. Boschel now takes over in midfield.
Bosch did very well with the ball and the carry there, because it's just... It just gets us moving quickly, which is what we need to do. Because you look now how well set they are. They've 9 players behind the ball, very set.
Guys, you pick it up here with Boys out to the right-hand side where Brooksby cuts it infield now. Back to Boys. Brooksby takes over once again, plays a good ball out the left-hand side here to Maynell. Maynell has this opportunity to get this into the area. Bounces off Clarima. It's another Guiseley corner. Bright start this from the Lions.
Yes, it was interesting because the first 2 or 3 minutes I thought we'd started quite slowly, but this last 5 or 6 minutes we've probably been the better side.
Now, chance here for the Lions to get this ball in from the left-hand side. First corner from this side. They had a couple a few moments ago.
And now we've only got 2 balls, apparently.
And, thanks to Joshua Brayshaw, saying great to hear the coverage tonight. Great to hear we're coming through. Corner comes in, this time back into that 6-yard box once again. Turley takes it well this time.
Far too close to keeper.
No pressure at all. And just calms things down.
I mean, Billy Turley's as mad as a haddock, but he is probably one of the best keepers I've seen below the Football League. He dominates games, he talks all the time. And with that rare exception of that fumble early on, you usually think he's one of the more reliable keepers as well.
Yeah, chance of making another one like that. Limited. And Brackley now come forward themselves with Clarima. Clarima on the right-hand side swings the ball infield, but it's blocked by Boschel and out for a throw-in.
The style contrast here is immediately obvious, isn't it? You've essentially got one side playing very long, very direct, and we as ever trying to play football in the way we play. That's the second or third time somebody's fallen over there, which...
Yeah, Reece Maynell, isn't it? It's just gone down for a moment. Not quite sure what's happened. Or is it Danny Boschel, actually? Sorry. It's Danny Boschel in the left-back position. I don't know if he's had a knock in the face.
Looks like a knock in the face, doesn't it?
He's holding his nose. And we'll wait and see what happens there. But like you say, the directness of Brackley's play has been very threatening, hasn't it, in the early stages when they've got the ball in their own half. They move it forward so swiftly and effectively. Yeah,
well, if you go across the whole of their sort of, for want of a better word, front 5, Ryan Austin, Brett Salkin, Steph Moore, Diggin that we've talked about, and Glenn Walker, they're all very good at what they do. I mean, they're It always surprises me that they don't score more goals than they do, because they are very they're very attack-minded, those 5 players. And what they all do as well, very well, is they tuck in very well as well to get back into defensive shape. So I have to say that John Brady's done like I said, does a fantastic job of marshalling the resources that he's got here.
Had a great cup run as well this year.
Yeah, and I think, and speaking to beforehand, he was very surprised that, league clubs particularly didn't come in for Glenn Walker, who...
he was tremendous, wasn't he, in that
tremendous,
run?
Yeah, tremendous. Anyway, enough of this, this Brackley fest. But no, they're a very good side. Very good side indeed.
We're back underway. Danny Boschel's nose seems to be okay. And Gavin Rothery just passes the ball back to Billy Turley. Turley comes out of his area. Lions have had good chances if you're just joining us. 13 minutes gone, 0-0. But we've had a couple of really dangerous in-swinging corners. One that Turley fumbled. Now Brackley come forward once again. Good defending there by Danny Ellis. And it's gone behind for another corner. Oh, and there's another breaking play. I'm going to ask you, Eddie, about Danny Hall.
Still struggling with his hammy. We hoped we might have him back tonight. He stayed back home for treatment, and we hope to have him back on Saturday.
Corner now for Brackley. On the right-hand side. Again, this one's going to be whipped into the 6-yard box. Headed away this time by Boschel.
In a sense, the Danny Hall argument is almost the same as the Jack Ray argument. Jack Ray subbing tonight. One or two people saying, well, how come he's not playing? And the fact is that he's had almost no game time, and to rush him back tonight could cause, another 6-game miss or whatever. So, it's better erring on the side of caution, really.
Well, guys, you now just concede a free kick. Rothery's gone in rather late, and it's a free kick now to Brackley on the right-hand side. About 10 yards from the edge of the area. Whipped in this time. Flicked on, and at the back post there was a chance there for Austin, I thought, but he left it. I think he thought he'd earned a corner. Didn't really attack it at all, did Ryan Austin, when it looked from this angle like he had a chance to. And it's gone behind. They were complaining that was a Guiseley flick on. I think they might have had a case there.
It looked a Guiseley flick on for me, didn't it?
It's gone behind for a corner. Maybe that first rub of the green is coming our way.
Rub green?
I have to say, this referee, Marvin Amphlett, I've not come across him before.
No.
He's got a look of Pierluigi Collina from the distance. By that, I mean he's bald and tall. Brackley have the ball anyway, put the ball into the area. And Stephen Drench collects.
He sounds like a character out of a Quentin Tarantino film, doesn't he, really?
Brackley now have the ball on the right-hand side. Played forward towards Isaac Reed. Cut out well by Rhys Maynell. And picked up in left-back position by Gavin Rothery. Fed forward by Boschel into the feet of Boys. Boys loses control, and Brackley reclaim the ball on the halfway line.
The pass killed Adam Boys there. It was just a stupid pass. It's not suited to the surface.
Clarima comes forward anyway, gets the ball into the area. Drench is stretching. Final touch there comes in from Solkan, I think it was. It goes out for a goal kick. It could have been in the back of the net, though, because Drench was just stretching beyond the ball, and the man at the back post could have just tapped the ball home, but fortunately he's gone behind for a goal kick.
In fairness, he was well wide of the post. It would have been a miraculous touch, wouldn't it? But yes, as you say, he was certainly stretching, was Drench.
Picked up now by Danny Boschel on the halfway line. Poor ball in towards Holsgrove, and it's recovered by Brackley on the edge of their own penalty area. Played long once again. Flicked on well by Stephen Moore. Almost giving Walker a chance to run onto it. Sorry, digging rather. And
well
now
played very well played by Kevin Holsgrove there.
Guys, he just take it down really well, and the ball moves back into Brackley territory, as Adi says. Holsgrove with a good touch. Now into Rothery on the edge of the 18-yard box. Back in here to Boys. Rothery back to goal. Back to Lawler now. Still, guys, you have everyone in the final third for a moment. Good concerted pressure here from the Lions. Holsgrove on the left-hand side. Whips the ball in. Goes towards the back post. Takes a deflection. Headed away. Well by Langdon. But guys, he still recover. Get the ball back into the area. Good movement once again from the Lions. Across the space of the 6-yard box. Picked up by Jake Lawler. And then played in towards goal and beaten away off the line. Adam Boys it was who had the finish. But somehow a combination of either the upright and the defender and the goalkeeper kept it off the line, and immediately Brackley counter-attack. Reed gets a brilliant crossfield ball in, and a shot comes in from Steve Diggin that comes back off the upright, back into play, but in the end it's gone behind for a goal kick, and could have been a goal at either end of that moment. Both sides coming very close to opening the scoring.
And talking about
corner
rub of
to
the
Brackley.
green, how is that a corner? The lad shot and hit the post. What is that all about?
I can only assume the referee's seen a touch by Steve Drench when he's gone down to try and save that, but he looked well beaten to me.
Well beaten to me as well, yes. I suspect it's just wrong.
Well, I suppose that's the rub of the green, isn't it?
Yes.
We got one earlier. It's back the other way. Now it's Brackley with the corner on the left-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. Whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Powerful header from Ellis. Up towards the halfway line. Recovered by Dominic Langdon. Langdon plays it forward in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Flicked on. Ellis is beaten this time. Jake Lawler gets a header. And as Adi says, flag goes up. And it's a free kick to Guiseley.
It's certainly entertaining, isn't it?
It definitely is.
Had the score been 2-2, you couldn't have complained, really, could you?
No, and it sets up for a very good, entertaining game so far. I mean,
Yeah.
we've only had 19 minutes, and both sides have had chances.
We'll be very unhappy, though, about the ease with which Brackley got through us on a couple of occasions, but equally, I don't suppose they'll be delighted with the 2 chances that we should have scored, really. I really don't know how the boys one stayed out, if I'm honest.
It seemed to hit the post, the goalkeeper and the defender on the line.
Yeah.
But the end result was the same. Now Holsgrove picks up the ball for Guiseley, runs at the back line, gets a shot, takes a deflection. It's going to go behind for a corner. We've had plenty of corners in this opening 20 minutes. I think this must be about Guiseley's 5th.
I think it's probably about 5-4 on corners now, yeah.
Incredible. And chance now for the Lions to get the big men forward. Parker and Ellis are coming back.
Kev Holsgrove's been very influential so far.
Corner is going to be taken by Brooksby. And we just wait for it to happen. Gavin Rothery initially stepped over. It's going to be whipped into the edge of the 6-yard box. Once again, it's in the back of the net. Woo-hoo! As you can probably tell, it's Jake Lawler. Whipped into the edge of that 6-yard box. Jake Lawler onto it. 1-0 to Guiseley. And that is exactly the start we were looking for, Adi.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we talked about, I don't mean that particular corner, but the reality is that because of the big centre halves, they're not perhaps always just as mobile as they might be just inside the 18-yard box. Jake reacted very well there to what, if I must say, initially I thought was a poor corner.
It was a little low, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And sort of drilled across the face of the 6-yard box. Not very well dealt with by Brackley, but Lawler was on hand to put the ball into the back of the net, give Guiseley the lead.
Terrific flick as well. The flick was thoroughly intended and very well taken.
And a deserved goal. But I suspect we will have more than just the one tonight.
There's an 8-7 game on here, isn't there, if the way things are going?
Brackley picked the ball up with Remy Clarima once again. Infield here to Glenn Walker. Walker lays it across, almost picked up there by Boys. Won here by Langdon, played forward. Heavy touch, and eventually comes back for Walker to dictate play once again. Plays it out wide here to Reid. Reid has the opportunity to get the ball into the area. Decides to have a run at Maynell. Maynell watches it really well. Takes the ball off the feet of the Brackley attacker and then clears it down into Brackley's half and out for a goal kick.
Like something out of the Six Nations, that wasn't it? Playing for position.
Anything just to get the ball away there for a moment.
I thought Reece did very well with his winning the ball, but then the pass was woeful, wasn't it?
It was. I think it felt like more like a clearance, didn't it? Like you say, just to get a breather. Picked up now by Boschel. Forward towards Holsgrove. And then all the way back into the hands of Billy Turley. And the goalkeeper has it and is just taking his time. Long one forward from the keeper into the feet of Jake Lawler. Lawler just pokes it down the left-hand side, looking for Kevin Holsgrove to run onto. Easily going to be picked out here by Austin. Holsgrove does really well, chases him down, gets a deflection on it, and then forces Clarima into a rather hasty clearance, and that hits touch.
We're bothering them with the amount of ball pressure that we're putting on. Kev Holsgrove particularly, but Adam Boys as well, defending from the front and doing it very well.
Holsgrove with a full-blooded tackle, trying to win the ball back. Brackley defending really well at the moment, though, with Glenn Walker on the edge of their 18-yard box. Hoist it up the field into Guiseley's half, looking to make one of those very incisive counter-attacks again. Cleared by the Lions, though, back into Brackley territory. And just for a period of play, it's a little bit scrappy. And it ends with a Brackley free kick in their own half.
In the same sense that they were hurrying our touch in the first 10 minutes, I have to say we've been hurrying their touch in the last 10. Again, classically defending from the front.
Free kick to Brackley, which they will take and look to launch this one long. Look to hit the edge of the 18-yard box. Ellis battling away for it with Stephen Moore, won well by Moore. Cleared eventually by Boschel and up to the halfway line where Holsgrove's battling away with 2 or 3 red shirts around him. Won't win that one. Now Brackley come forward themselves, still looking to break this Guiseley defence down. Glenn Walker out to the right-hand side where Isaac Reed aims a cross. And it's blocked by Rothery and out for a throw-in. Now, throw-in that Remy Clarima can take, back level with a penalty spot on the right-hand side. Now in field to the feet of Isaac Reed.
His movement so far has been excellent, Isaac Reed. Just getting to little spaces all the time. Just I'm sure what he's set up in that position to do, just in the little hole as it were, doing it very, very well.
Eventually, guys, he batter it away though. And Danny Boschel's just got the ball under pressure inside his own half.
And there was a clear foul there which wasn't given.
Ball's played forward now. And Brackley recover possession. Taken down here by Remy Clarima. Bit of a heavy challenge there from Boys, which upsets the home fans.
The home fan.
Clarima. Now. Clarima does well to get the ball up to the halfway line. Guys, he win it back though with Rothery and then send it into the final third where eventually it's cleared. Headed away now by Rhys Maynell as Brackley look to counter-attack. Maynell down the left-hand side, up towards Holsgrove. He's causing trouble when he's looking to win the ball. The defender's very closely attending to him.
The big centre half did very well though, didn't he? He just got tight and just got over him.
And Boys wins the ball for a moment on the halfway line. And hustling and bustling does well to disrupt Brackley's flow.
Very well done by Kevin Holsgrove again, comes off his marker. And then gets frankly an awful ball from Gavin Rothery.
Yeah, Holsgrove just took receipt of the ball and then laid it back to Rothery, and Rothery's return, as Adi says, was pretty poor. It was a good 10 yards ahead of him. He had no chance. I
don't know if you noticed, but we're using Gavin in a slightly different role. He's sort of box-to-box role with a deeper starting position. So the idea is he wins it and then gives it, but so far his giving has been slightly unintelligent.
Walker wins the ball from distance, takes a shot, didn't really have the direction he would have hoped for. Just goes wide of the left upright.
Has Wayne Brooksby touched the ball yet?
Well, I think he's had quite a few spells. He's taken the corners.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, but
no, that wasn't the corner before.
No, he's picked it up on the right hand side for me on a number of occasions. It seems to be flowing very quickly, the passing up in the final third. A lot of good, better, slick passing than we weren't able to see against Telford and Worcester. No. Well,
I was waiting, particularly at Telford. I was waiting for General Haig to appear, appealing for your nation needs you. It was absolutely appalling conditions.
Now, good ball down here. Brackley send Stephen Moore away on the right hand side, just a little bit ahead of him. Well, shadowed by Ben Parker. Some experience on the field there, isn't there, between those two?
Yeah, and I think the referee's just having the quietest of words with Stephen Moore. In fairness, he's got a chance for the ball, but as you said, between the two of them, fantastic amount of experience. I think Stephen's as good a forward as I've seen at this level.
He's certainly been a threat early on.
It's not that long ago. I remember him being tipped to play for England, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know, it's incredible. I still think of him as a young upcoming starlet.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
I think that's just a sign of age, isn't it?
We nearly signed him, about 18 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, but we couldn't sort out, obviously, from where he was living and his business and wherever. The travel arrangements were just, slightly too far. But I think he's a good lad. He's got a really good attitude, and he's a clever player. He's an intelligent footballer.
Guys, they have the throw on the halfway line, not missing anything. And the throw is quickly knocked out into touch once again. And by my reckoning, we're approaching the half-hour mark, 27 minutes gone.
Things have just quietened down a little bit, haven't they?
The pace has gone, yes. Yeah. Guys are just having to do a bit of defensive work. Danny Ellis just keeping the ball away from Moore. It could be to our favour if the pace does go a little bit. Now it's picked up here by Brooksby on the right-hand side. He is playing 80.
Oh, there he is. Look,
plays a good ball in with Holsgrove, gets the ball back, and in the end just overruns it. And it's out for a throw-in. Great bench tonight. I have to say, Alex Johnson, Ollie Johnson, who's looked a real threat, Danny Forrest and Jack Ray, great attacking options.
Yes, and if you then add Michael Potts, who's missed out tonight, Danny Hall, and indeed recently, who's done very well for us, and he's got a great attitude, Kyle Harrison, we're probably stronger than we've been all year at the moment. And indeed Craig Hobson, who's coming back, he's done most of the warm up tonight and isn't very far away. So yeah, real options.
Ball now with Reece Maynell on the halfway line. Great ball into Adam Boyes. Boyes flicks it on towards Holsgrove. Holsgrove's quickly crowded out. Brackley clear from in their own half, up towards the edge of the 6-yard, edge of the centre circle, and as you can probably tell, Jake Lawler's been nudged in the back there by Steve Diggin. Free kick to Guiseley, in a good place this, to get the ball into the area, but in the end looks like Reece Maynell was looking to take that short.
I must confess I'm very pleased we're winning and we've played well, but I'm disappointed so far with the lack of support that Kev Holgrove's getting, if I'm honest. I don't think we're tight enough as a pair up front. Ball
goes in from the free kick, headed away. And now chance for Brackley to start one of those counter-attacking moves. It's got to be in the back of your mind every time we go forward.
Yeah.
If this breaks down.
Yes, because they have genuine pace. I mean, 3 players, with Reid, Walker, and Salkin, they've got genuine pace.
So Guiseley now on the back foot a little bit because Brackley are coming forward. Clarima coming down the right-hand side as he's been doing so often in this first half. Lays it back here to Glenn Walker.
Always the case on a pitch as wide as this, though, with a 4 against 2, both full-backs will get out very easily, and that's what's been happening.
Picked up by Danny Boschel, just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Adam Boyes tidies things up, sends it back to Stephen Drench. And that danger passes. And Guiseley...
Marvellous kick out from Drenchy there. I mean, that was a 70-yard pass.
Start again, as you can hear, with a super ball from Stephen Drench. Brackley have recovered it, though. Now Glenn Walker.
We're just a little bit sloppy, aren't we?
Lays the ball down the left-hand side. Cleared by Danny Ellis. Good tackle in the end. Takes the ball away from the attacker by Andy Holdsworth. Cracking tackle. Jake Lawler now takes over. Just on the edge of the centre circle inside his own half. Feeds a nice ball into Gavin Rothery. Rothery turns on his man. Plays the ball out to the left-hand side. Just a little bit ahead of Reece Maynell. Maynell can't capitalise. And even though Clarima slips, he picks the ball up very well and sends it into the feet of Walker. But Walker makes a poor pass, and it's well picked up now by Wayne Brooksby. Runs into the area where Adam Boyes is, and then tries to take a return ball from Boyes. And
well played.
It's well won back, though, by Boyes, even after it breaks down with Brooksby. And then the ball's played back into the area by Holsgrove, and it's way over everyone and out for a goal kick. It's unfortunate that, wasn't it? It was quite a good move.
Some sloppy play by both sides in the middle third, actually. I've not seen Brackley give the ball away as much, actually, on any occasion when we've played them.
And there we go. We are back with a goal kick. Sorry, I just disturbed the AD there. I was trying to have a listen to the playback just to check we were still on air. Quite flummoxed you, didn't I, Eddie?
Yes.
Sorry,
I'm of an age where I'm easily flummoxed.
Should listen to that.
I'm expecting to see valves light up.
I'm expecting the same. Except for those ones are in my head. So we are still defending, though, because Steve Diggins got the ball into the area as Brackley come forward once again. This time hoisted clear.
That was very, very, very sloppy by us back there then.
Brackley picked the ball up on the right-hand side. Karima comes forward. He's got options and he's agreed to the right of him, but it's cut out well by Maynell. Home fans a little bit disgruntled at the moment, seeing the side trail by a goal to nil. If you're just joining us, the Lions lead.
I think the surface is a little bit treacherous as well, so one or two players just slipping and sliding.
Picked up now by Austin. Austin lays a really good long ball forward, just unable to be intercepted by Brooksby. Odiambuna comes forward, gets the ball into the area, looking for the head of Brett Salkin, who was on the penalty spot. Good header from Jake Lawler, just takes it behind, but it's another corner. Pressure just beginning to mount a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, that was irritating because you always applaud people going for a ball, but there's some occasions you just better letting the ball go because you'll always direct it towards your own goal, which is what Wayne was unfortunate to do then. But good defending in the sort of second phase of that.
Corner again to Brackley, this time on the right-hand side. Whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box at the back post. Clarima's the target man. He gets the final touch. He doesn't believe it. And the former Histon man shows his frustration to the referee, Marvin Amphlett. In the end, it's a goal kick to Guiseley.
Yeah, clearly the Ryan Austin, the Brackley captain, wasn't happy with that and indicated sort of the referee. But I have to say, from here, it did look like the right decision, didn't it?
Did on that occasion. Goal kick now to Guiseley, Stephen Drench to take, and it's a clearance by Drench, flicked on there by Lawler, picked up once again now. Adiamba plays the ball forward, and it's a good tackle here. Danny Ellis battling away up against Steve Diggin, and then it's a throw into Brackley, about level with the edge of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side. This looks dangerous. Looks like it's going to be a long one launched into the area. We saw some long throws at Eccleshill last week. A long one up towards the edge of the 6-yard box that is dealt with very well by Danny Ellis.
Yeah, that was long, but with no great pace, was it? Whereas the one, I thought the one last week had tremendous pace on it as well, didn't it? As indeed, you remember the one at Telford the week before that? That was a tremendous long throw. It was a real weapon, was that, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, he was a real threat every time. We've come up against 2 or 3 of them. The Eccleshill one was something else, really. But, talking of that game against Eccleshill, guys, he just have a free kick. You said about Craig Hobson recovering. He looked quite nasty when he got the ankle injury last Wednesday.
I mean, I think it was semi-precautionary, and I mean, the other thing was he got both the kick on the leg and also the kick in the head, which contrary to popular belief, might be quite damaging for Craig. But in fairness, I think it was also a question of him just coming back from injury. We weren't going to risk him in. With all disrespect, no disrespect to Eccleshill, or good luck to them in the final. It was a low priority game for us. And I thought the kids, in fairness, acquitted themselves quite well after the first 10 minutes.
You're not missing anything. Just gone out for a throw in now, and Brackley take a long one down the left flank.
Terrific.
This time a great turn and cross comes shot from Moore, but it's safely in the hands of Stephen Drench. Guys, he can just slow things down again. The pace just going somewhat of this game. It started off with a real bang, and both sides hitting the woodwork, having attempts cleared off the line, and then eventually Jake Lawler has forced the ball over the line to give Guiseley the lead. But now Brackley come forward looking for a counter-attack into the area for Diggin. Diggin goes towards the 6-yard box, goes all the way through. Stephen Drench tackles and saves it right at his feet. Tremendous pace there.
Drench did tremendously well to just stand his ground and stand up.
And now Guiseley can counter-attack. Gavin Rothery goes down the left-hand side. He's got a man shadowing him in Clarima, plays the ball in field to Boys. Boys and Rothery combine well. Back out to Holsgrove on the left-hand side into the penalty area. Holsgrove skips past his man, gets a shot away. Somehow just forced the shot behind for a goal kick, but it flashed across the face of the goal.
For a big player, Kevin's got. He's really a winger, I know people tend to play him as a centre forward, but he's got tremendous feet.
Real chances at both ends there. Once again, we could really be talking about sort of 2-2, 3-3, couldn't we?
Yes, indeed.
The way this game's opened up.
Indeed. I mean, yes, probably as you said. I mean, delighted to be winning, but probably 3-3 is about the balance of the chances. Yeah.
Turley takes the free goal kick, headed on by Boys into the feet of Holsgrove. Holsgrove's given away the free kick.
Yeah, in these days of no contact sport, then you can imagine why that happens, can't you?
I can tell you're not amused with that one, Adi.
I just think that, if I wanted, and no disrespect, if I wanted to watch a non-contact sport, I would watch a non-contact sport. There was the 2 players challenging for the ball, honestly challenging for the ball, no complaint from the defender, and the free kick's given, and it's just irritating.
Well, Brackley come forward. Well defended, though, by Guiseley. Brought up to the centre circle. Picked up now by Clarima. Clarima lays it down the right-hand side. Looks for Isaac Reed. Reed's not able to win that one. Taken away now by Rothery. Rothery down the left-hand side. Gives options on the left with Danny Boschel, making a good overlapping run. Lays it back in field from Boschel. Rothery. Square now to Brooksby, who's some distance from goal. Guiseley trying to weave open a chance through the centre of Brackley's defence, but they hold good shape. Boschel gets the ball on the left-hand flank now, and Brooksby still combined. Guiseley can't find a way through at the moment. Rothery has a chance to switch play. Does well. Picks up Reese Maynell. Reese picks the ball up, so some 25 yards from goal, feeds it in towards Holsgrove. Good defending in the end by Walker. Guys, you now have to watch for the swift counter-attack as Stephen Moore takes over. And then Walker lays the ball back into Austin. And cool and collected defending from Brackley. But it gives guys a chance to regroup and get back into their own half. And over the halfway line comes Glenn Walker again. Has a run at Jake Lawler. And guys, just keep good shape themselves as Brackley look to prize open the Lions.
Isaac Reed in acres of space here on the left-hand side. Not now. Well spotted by Gav Rothery.
Trying to use the width.
Bit of a chess match at the moment.
Picked up here by Austin inside his own half. Just a good spell of possession for Brackley. The ball in their own half though, and just not able to craft out an opening. And then in the end, much to the frustration of the home fans, Brooksby robs the Brackley man, and Guiseley recover possession on the halfway line. But again, no intent to go forward for a moment. Reese Maynell and Rothery just playing passes with each other inside the own half.
Danny Boschell's found space wonderfully well. Just, the classic art of standing still.
Now Maynell comes down the left-hand side. He's got Holsgrove, cuts inside in the end, looks to take it on the right foot. Not his best choice, really, and in the end the shot is tame, goes over the bar. But he did carve open some space for himself. Yeah, I mean, the chance opened up, and in fairness, he never criticised anybody for shooting. It was a tamish effort on his wrong foot, but nonetheless, he, it's a shot on the sky stats. Not sure we get up to stats, do we? Clearance by Billy Turley from the goal kick onto the halfway line, flicked on. Brackley now making some headway, but in the end it's defended by Danny Ellis, shipped forward and held by Turley once again. There's about 5 minutes left of this first half. Guiseley lead by a goal to nil here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Brackley now got the ball inside Guiseley's half, coming forward again with some conviction and looking to threaten with a good surging run and a great shot from distance there. Just goes over.
Proper defending though, cluttered his touch, and so the reality was the choice he had was the shot.
Well, Yambu on the team sheet. Blast that one over the bar. And it's gone over and wide behind for a goal kick. Stephen Drench it is. Guiseley can recover. And we'll start again. If you're just joining us, the Lions lead by a goal to nil.
Whether they made a late change.
We'll just have to check that out because
it didn't look like it.
No, I was just thinking that. My eyes aren't what they used to be though, so you can never tell. Now they come forward to Brackley on the right-hand side, digging. He's got Isaac Reed on the right of him, cuts infield to Walker.
They've got a man over there as well, which is slightly worrying.
Walker out back to Reed. Reed floats it into the area. Danny Ellis is there to deal with that on the edge of the penalty area. Heads it away into the chest of boys. Danny Boschell takes over inside his own half. And then lofted along by Maynell. Takes a deflection, which gives it back to Clarima. And sent all the way back to Turley. Turley, long one forward from the goalkeeper. Again looking to move the ball forward very quickly. It's Salkin takes over possession after Guiseley clear in the centre circle. A little slip from Austin inside his own half, under no pressure though, so he can complete the clearance up to the chest of Glenn Walker.
That was a superb take, wasn't it? Absolutely superb take from Glenn Walker there.
It was a firm ball into his chest, wasn't he? Just took it down.
That sort of cushioning art is one of the most difficult things to do, and he just took his chest out. It was, really, I hate to admire opposition players, but it was, very impressive.
You don't do it too frequently, I have to say, Eddie. Guys who now have the ball themselves inside Brackley territory. In the centre circle with Danny Boschell, left now to Maynell. There's 3 men ahead of him. There's a couple of changing movements in the box, and in the end Maynell opts to go left and just puts it out into touch.
In fairness, though, that was so unlucky because Gav's got tremendous space there. Reese has spotted the pass, then just not executed it, which is irritating. It's about the third time this half as well.
Getting into some good positions, aren't we? Actually, you're right. There's just occasionally the last ball has let us down.
Talk.
Guiseley just failed to get the ball from the throw. But equally frustrating for Brackley.
3 times recently, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but we've cleverly just let Moore have the header and then picked up the second ball. In other words, you know, it's a ball you can't win, so let him have the header.
Guys, you have the ball inside the Brackley half on the halfway line with Danny Ellis. Ellis chips it forward up towards Boys. Boys gets the header but doesn't get any direction on it, and it's easily picked up again by Brackley. And then a long one forward swerves out, and it's out for a throw-in.
I think the pass summed up by the fans' response there.
Well, it's approaching the break. Just a couple of minutes to go. Guys, he lead by a goal to nil. It's Jake Lawler who's got the goal. There's been plenty of chances for both sides. Could have certainly been more than one. It's been very entertaining. Just the pace somewhat gone in the last 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think perhaps because our shape's improved slightly, I think both our full-backs are doing better on their 2 wingers now, in the sense of they're not overcommitting. And I don't think either side's been particularly clever in possession of the ball either. You know, there's been some fairly lacklustre passing. That was the 50-50 foul there. I think Kevin's been fouled 3 times and the centre-half's been fouled 3 times, and now it's 1 foul all.
Free kick to Guiseley, you might have gathered. Kevin Holsgrove and the defender just colliding once again. This time the referee giving it in favour of Holsgrove, so it's about midway inside the Brackley half.
And we appear to be taking it about 20 yards from where it actually was as well. We should have been about another, you know, a long way further up the pitch, but hey.
Chance here to float the ball in, actually. To be fair, Danny Ellis has gone forward, and as Jake Lawler. And we also have Ben Parker in there, so plenty of target men to hit with the free kick as we approach half-time. Free kick's about to be taken.
Good time to score.
Floated in towards the penalty spot. Parker's free. It takes a flick away from him to deny him, and it's gone behind for a corner, but Parker managed to just get off his man, and then in the end it was well watched by Brackley just to get the all-important head.
What's really odd about
Glenn
this
Walker,
is,
I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, what's odd about this is whenever we've played Brackley, they're always defensively very sure, very organised. And tonight they've looked, certainly at corners and free kicks, they've looked a little bit disorganised.
Corner to Guiseley again on this left-hand side as we approach the break. And Brooksby wanted to take it short to Rothery. Rothery's been marked. So in the end, I think they'll end up whipping this one in. There's a bit of a delay for some unknown reason. Referee gets the defender back. Good 1-2 between Rothery and Brooksby. Brooksby floats the ball in towards the back post. Danny Ellis is there, can't direct the header. If he had, he'd just taken up a great position at the back post, but the header goes behind and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, and Turley was blocked there, wasn't he? So had it been on target, it was simply in the net, and that was that.
Good movement, that actually. Good invention.
Good yeah, good invention, yeah.
It was a short corner, just when we'd quite a good effect, and obviously the goal came from the ball just into the edge of the 6-yard box.
What was odd was the marking player who had been moved back the 10 then didn't respond to the short corner. It was really quite peculiar.
Guys, he picked the ball up from the halfway line now with Rothery. Lays it out to the left-hand side where Rhys Maynell collects. Lays the ball back in here to Danny Boschel. Boschel feeds it into the feet of Holsgrove, or Boys rather. Back into the feet of Andy Holdsworth. Good movement from the lines, but not making any headway at the moment. Jake Lawler and Boschel just on the edge of the centre circle. Little flick on by Brooksby, just overcomplicates it. It's going to be a minute of added time. Stephen Moore now takes over for Brackley inside the Guiseley half. Plays a good ball to the left-hand side. Great chance here for Brackley to get back on level terms, but the shot just skewed wide.
Drenchy pulled his hands away as soon as that was struck, didn't he? You know, that was, yeah.
Poor shot, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah, I mean, threatening position, he did very well to get there. Great flick from Stephen Moore again.
In the end, the ball behind harmlessly for a goal kick. Brackley have had their chances. And it's been entertaining stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment, the news is good. Guiseley lead by a goal to nil. As we head towards the break. Stephen Drench just takes his time with the goal kick. And eventually we're back underway. With Guiseley leading by a goal to nil. The ball won on the halfway line by the Lions. Good header from Langdon. Launched forward then looking for Holsgrove. This time Sharp is there to put the ball into touch. Guiseley have a throw in inside the Brackley half. Andy Holdsworth trundles forward, I think it's fair to say. No great hurry at the moment.
You know, I think it's time we all went for a cuppa, don't you?
Definitely. picked up now by Holsgrove and then played back into Holdsworth. Holdsworth just overhits that one a little bit, and Brackley can recover. And guys, you have to be on their toes here because they can come forward with such conviction, Brackley. And Isaac Reeds leads the charge down the right-hand side, plays the ball in field this time.
This is
Walker.
a long minute, isn't it?
Walker skips past Boschel, goes towards the edge of the area. If he can get a shot away here, he's got a chance. It deflects off Maynell, gets the second one back in towards this edge of the 6-yard box. Stephen Drench clutched it out of the air.
Easy take, honestly.
But that was a dangerous moment, though. Well claimed by Stephen Drench. Half-time here. Half-time whistle does go, and guys, he do have the lead. And Jake Lawler is the goal scorer on 19 minutes after getting on the end of a Wayne Brooksby corner inside the 6-yard box and forcing the ball home. A good half for the Lions, but certainly it's been an open game, Eddie, and one that could go either way.
Yes, I mean, certainly pleased to be in front, and I think we've played well, actually. I think we've been a little bit inattentive in possession, but in truth, very open game, and the scoreline could have been 3-3 by now.
Well, we'll be back for full second half commentary from St James's Park here in Brackley, and half time though give us about 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back for the second half. But half time here is Brackley 0, Guiseley 1. Welcome back here to St James's Park in Brackley for the second half of Brackley versus Guiseley here in the Skrill North on Guiseley AFC Radio. We hope you enjoyed the first half. If you're just joining us, though, Brackley are trailing by a goal to nil. So Guiseley are in the lead. The good news is good. Second half is underway. And Guiseley on the attack immediately with Wayne Brooksby. Plays the ball down the left-hand side, looking for Kevin Holsgrove. Holsgrove gets a block on it, wins the ball back, goes down towards the corner flag, but he's well shadowed. And it's a throw-in. A great start here for the Lions. The goal came from Jake Lawler on 19 minutes from a corner. He's got on the end of it on the edge of a 6-yard box, a real in-swinger. Low and hard, and it was well finished by Lawler.
Very neat finish, yeah, very neat.
AD Towers and myself.
He's got very good feet as Jake, and he's a very intelligent footballer.
And Guiseley first turned a corner, so it's a good start this to the second period.
Yes.
And a corner on the left-hand side here, which looks like, is that Rothery going to take that one?
It looks like it from here, yeah, although there is rather a dim...
dim patch, isn't there,
yes.
over there? It's quite difficult to see. It's Brooksby steps across in the end, and who will take? Guiseley have 5 yellow shirts. Ellis, Lawler, boys in the area. This one, this time, goes to the near post and is easy headed away. And the counter-attack at least is snuffed out. Andy Holdsworth steps across, sends it long towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed away. Brackley come forward, though, once again with some conviction. And Eddie Nisovic, who had to come on after Odiambu was injured in the warm-up. He's lays the ball square now. Picked up well by Steve Diggin. Diggin gets the ball into the area. It's almost gone past every Guiseley man. And there was Isaac Reed coming in on the edge of the 6-yard box. He couldn't connect, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Unimpressed with that sleepy defending, and actually the way the ball broke down in midfield, I'm sure Mark will be less than happy about that. They sprung very quickly as ever, but we were very inattentive with the ball just inside the Brackley half there.
One thing we didn't talk about in the first half, Eddie, is the open day on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean we've got the open day on Sunday from 12 till 4. We've leafleted much of the area around both the open day and the intention around planning. We obviously hope as many people as possible can get along on Sunday, and we hope that we'll have a positive outcome. I mean, certainly we've met with the planning people. We've met with 1 or 2 people who have reservations, and we hope that the net result will be that we can reach agreement over the next few weeks on the way forward. I mean, it's always been our intention to be good neighbours, and I think perhaps we're in a position where we might be able to progress in conjunction with the neighbours over the next few weeks.
Josh Brayshaw just asked that question in the first half, so thank you, Josh. We're now on the attack anyway, more positively on the field here at the moment. Kevin Holsgrove just overhits that one. Adam Boy's not able to get on the end of it. Nisovic picks it up inside his own half as Brackley look to counter-attack, but a poor ball from Nisovic, cut out well by Andy Holdsworth.
Nisovic was the lad that was at Chester last year, wasn't he?
Was he? Yes, I think you're right, actually. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, he's been very influential in the game so far, but I thought that was a poor pass. Now we've worked out it is him and not Odiambu.
Well, we knew it was. Definitely wasn't Odiambu. We realised there'd been a change, but a bit too late. Long ball cleared by Guiseley. Danny Ellis now has the ball, plays it square to Andy Holdsworth, his back line. Plays a long one, looking for Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby chasing down the right-hand side, gets the ball from the touchline, looks to cut in field. He's got to beat Langdon. Langdon holds him up. Brooksby gets a poor ball into the area in the end.
Irritating. I mean, Wayne was excellent there. Great feet. Manages to put the full back, in a position where he can't tackle. And then the final ball was very, very poor. Far too close to Billy Turley. But nonetheless, I mean, I think if you would say to Wayne that he's got to keep gambling in that way, because he seems to have the full back in his pocket.
Now Steve Diggin picks the ball up, takes a shot from distance for Brackley. It was just on the edge of the area from the right-hand side, but in the end he skewed the shot wide.
Dreadful defending, inattentive on the ball there.
Really poor defending, as you say, AD. Just gave the ball away, and Diggin really should have done better with that. I think should have hit the target from.
As an ex-defender, I know it's true for Bosch as well. The basics get done. You don't make the pass before you brought the ball under control. All the classics. But I have to say that could have easily cost us an equaliser there, which is very, very, very irritating.
Still 1-0 though to Guiseley. Jake Lawler, the man who scored the goal in the first half, unable to win the header this time, and Nisovic picks it up on the left flank, plays it infield here to Langdon. Langdon, good ball onto the edge of the area. Glenn Walker picks it up on the edge of the D, plays it out to the right-hand side. Reed has a chance to get this one into the area if he can. Lays it, tries to lay it square towards Diggin, but it's easily cut out. And now Kevin Holsgrove can counter-attack. Takes the ball down the left-hand side. He's got Adam Boyce. If he can find him, it's cut out well by Tom Sharp. Just unfortunate, Holsgrove couldn't chip the ball over the defender.
Wrong choice. I mean, he was through on goal. Adam Boyce making a good dummy run on the outside, which is pulling a defender away. I would have hoped that Kevin would just have gone on and shot there because, you know, nobody's going to criticise that, are they?
Unfortunately, he just couldn't feed the ball through to Boyce.
It was the wrong ball.
It was 2-on-1, wasn't it, for a moment there? But
wrong ball. No need for it.
Easily cut out by Sharp.
He had the beat of the defender anyway, so he was going to get his shot away. Maybe the angle was better for Adam, but the pass required was Messi-like, wasn't it?
And Brackley now have the ball inside Guiseley's half.
Game's far too open.
It is very open, isn't it? Sulkin takes it on the halfway line. It's not good for the blood pressure. Picked up now here by Langdon. Langdon sends it long, looking for Diggin. This time headed away by Ellis. Picked up now by Sulkin on the edge of the centre circle. Brackley in control of the ball at the moment. On the right-hand side here. Poor touch rather by Remy Clarima. I don't tend to say that too often.
No.
Tackle comes in, but Adam Boyce can only knock it out for a throw.
I think the surface, as we said before, is slightly treacherous as well. It's a bit too pacey and some wet patches on it. But I mean, it's held up very well. It's a credit to the club, really. But it is a slightly treacherous surface. I understand the rain here earlier on was torrential.
Fortunately, this game has got underway. Originally scheduled for the new year. Now, Brackley come forward now. Good ball into the area. Headed away by Danny Ellis. Only taken down in the end. I think Brackley have going to find themselves penalised.
Only 2 hands, though.
Looked like they were going to get the ball back into the area, but the referee said that I think it was Glenn Walker who was a judge to have nudged his man. Guys, have a free kick that relieves the pressure.
A judge to have nudged.
That's the quality you get, AD.
Yes.
Hey, look, if you want the BBC, tune into that. Get what you pay for. Free kicks taken by Stephen Dredge. Flicked on, down by the left-hand side rather. Kevin Holsgrove goes for a mazy run down that flank. Turns the ball back to Mainel. Mainel sends it in towards the penalty spot. Headed away by Langdon. Picked up now by Nisevic. Nisevic comes over the centre circle, plays it out to the right-hand side. Here's a chance now for Brackley to get one in on the Guiseley goal. Diggin goes in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, but a really good tackle there. Takes the ball away from Diggin. And Guiseley almost undone, but really well held that line. Now the counter-attack on here with Wayne Brooksby comes down the right-hand side. He's got Langdon. He can cut inside. Langdon shows him the inside. Brooksby goes in towards the penalty area, tries to go past Sharp. Sharp wins the ball at the first instance, but Brooksby wins it back, then overcomplicates it. Knocks the ball out into touch, but good running there from Wayne Brooksby.
Wayne has tremendous natural ability, as we all know, but I have to say sometimes his choices are not the best, are they? But, I mean, he actually beat his man twice there.
Yeah, it was just the wrong decision, wasn't it? Just at the end there.
Yeah.
He had to get the ball across the face of goal earlier.
But the fullback's having an uncomfortable night with him, isn't he? I mean, I have to say, if I was Dominic Landon, I wouldn't be enjoying myself. In fact, if I'm honest, I would probably have flattened Wayne by now just to...
You'd be sitting in the stands, AD, I think.
No, in a subtle way. I think. But no, he's giving Dominic a very difficult time, and I mean the only situation. Sorry, the shame is that we haven't made the best choice of final, either shot or pass, have we, from Wayne yet? But you sense he's having one of his more influential nights, don't you?
Ball on the right-hand side now with Wayne Brooksby. That man picks it up once again, and Langdon this time sends him inside once again out to the feet of Holsgrove. Holsgrove sends it back into the area. A little bit of hesitation there between Turley and Langdon, but Turley eventually claims at the feet of the defender.
I sometimes think we show lack of conviction there as well, because that was a genuine 50-50 ball where, without being silly about it, there's a real opportunity to give the goalkeeper something to think about, wasn't there?
Nisevic now with the ball for Brackley. Floats one into the area, up towards the 6-yard box. And there was Ben Parker to get the header away. It's gone behind for another corner. Good movement again there from Brackley. The ball in from Nisevic floated towards Brett Sulkin. He got the positioning right. Ben Parker.
We're fairly convinced it was a foul there, but it hasn't been given, has it?
Parker enough to head it behind. Corner now on the left-hand side. This is where it's so dangerous. It was this position that Guiseley scored from in the first half. This time it's going to be floated in as Brackley look to get back on level terms. All the players inside that 6-yard box. It goes into that near post, headed away. Boschel and Lawler getting each other's way. Eventually, Jake Lawler gets a connection only as far as Diggin on the edge of the area. Glenn Walker takes over, sends the ball back into the area looking for Nisovic. Nisovic misses his header. He had the beating of his marker as the ball was floated in by Glenn Walker, but Nisovic couldn't make connection with it, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Steve Drench's reaction there actually suggested that he was further away from that ball than we thought he was from here, because Drench just sort of more or less shepherded it behind, didn't he, without too much alarm, really.
1-0 to the Lions. Positive news. Guiseley lead. But plenty of this game to go, and good pressure from Brackley in the last 5 minutes or so, so the Lions have to be on their mettle. As we head into the 56th minute, rather clumsy challenge there from Jake Lawler. Free kick.
Jake's just looking a little bit tired, isn't he?
Just occasions there. Could be a good time to get Jack Rea back on. Jack Rea even. I've had him alongside it. Still can't pronounce his name right.
No.
Chance here for Brackley to get the ball into the penalty area. Isaac Reed, 10 yards from the edge of the centre circle.
And oddly now, Brackley leaving 1-on-1. Oh, they're not now, they're 1-on-2.
That would have been good for the counter-attack. Reed floats this one in towards the back post, towards the edge of the 18-yard box. An almighty battle as Austin gets the header eventually. The ball floated in, just goes over the crossbar. Floated back in there by Remy Clarima, I believe.
Poor though, wasn't it?
And in the end, after a bit of a scrap and a battle, an aerial battle on the edge of the 18-yard box, the ball has gone behind for a goal kick.
That was neither one thing nor the other, was it? It was sort of a, Having said that, Brackley have had the better of the last 5 minutes, probably, haven't they?
Just looking like they're asking more of the questions in the last 5. Guiseley have had their chances in the first half, but so have both sides. Brackley recovered the ball from the goal kick, sent it down the left-hand side once again, looking for Stephen Moore. Danny Ellis and Moore combine, and then the ball slips through to Diggin. Diggin gets the ball into the back of the net, but the referee had already pulled up play because of Diggin's challenge on Ben Parker. The home fans aren't happy about that, but there's not too much complaint on the field.
The push was blatant from 70 yards away, and if you look at the level of complaint from actually players on the pitch, it's very slight, isn't it?
But, just a sign, though, really. He was one-on-one with him, and
he was one-on-one, and certainly the defender in front of him didn't do very well.
Ben Parker, I think it was, who went for the
didn't do very well at all.
So that'll give them some inspiration. That sense of injustice often can work well for a side. Andy Holdsworth.
We've stopped getting them turning now, haven't we? It's all been played in front of Brackley now, whereas we were getting them turning in the last 10 minutes of the first half.
Boschel into the feet of Rothery. Back in here to Rhys Maynell. Now forward down this left-hand side for Guiseley. A rather aimless ball ends up in the hands of Turley.
Not even sure who that was, are you?
No, I have no idea.
It's probably just as well to remain anonymous, actually. That was really poor, wasn't it?
I think it was Kevin Holsgrove, to be honest.
Aha.
But it was rather poor. Anyway, Brackley now have the ball down the left-hand side. Andy Holdsworth has to get...
Well shepherded by Andy there.
Across, gets a little touch on it. Picked up now by Diggin. Diggin on the edge of the area, plays it square. Can't get the shot away once again. Nisovic unable to apply the finish on the edge of the area. Now Guiseley can counter-attack. Wayne Brooksby gets the ball into his feet on the right-hand side. Whips the ball across the field, looking to pick out Kevin Holsgrove. It's cut out, though, by Clarima, and Brackley can come forward. Looks like Guiseley might just have to rely on the counter-attack themselves at the moment, because Brackley have a bit more of the pressure and the possession. They win a throw just inside the Guiseley half. A long one now forward here, looking for Stephen Moore. Stephen Moore now cuts in, looks for options. Lays it back to Clarima. The ball floated into the area and headed away by Boschel. Clarima again takes the ball once again on this right-hand side. Gets the ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. There's an offside flag this time against Steve Diggin.
Well, because he was offside there, I think, just to answer the Brackley crowd. He must have been a good yard offside before the ball was played. And, this second phase idea, once he took back in, well, it's the first offence, isn't it, these days?
He did look, actually, to be fair, as if he'd come back from an offside position. So
we're not being very attentive with the ball, and we're not holding the ball up very well either anymore. So the ball's coming back on us too often. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mark makes a change fairly imminently.
Yeah, every time we've had a goal kick, it's been won by Brackley, and they do so again this time. Into the feet of Steve Diggin.
Oh, the linesman gets one right.
Guiseley a throw-in, as Diggin doesn't control it this time. Guiseley now try to win possession down the left flank, but Brackley once again hold firm. Pick up the ball on the edge of the centre circle. Under pressure from Rothery. Good work, though, from Tom Sharp.
Holds on to the ball. To hold it up, though. They held the play up very well there. Brett
Salkin takes over. Guiseley now, again, just chasing the ball a little bit, having to keep shape rather than possession. And Isaac Reed comes over the halfway line, feeds it down the right-hand side. Well defended, though, as Guiseley come away with the ball this time. Gavin Rothery just can't get it down that flank, and Rhys Maynell's now out of position. And it was a chance there for Brackley to exploit. And there's a bit of a late touch there from Ben Parker, and I think referee's given a free kick over out on the right-hand touchline to Brackley. Midway through the Guiseley half, and this is a dangerous position, really, for them to float another ball in. 61 minutes gone. The Lions lead by a goal to nil, but Brackley have this free kick out on the far side. This time it's shanked, and the ball easily cleared, if not a little bit hurriedly cleared by Guiseley. And that's going to be a throw in exactly the same position as where the free kick was.
It'll be the long throw, won't it, I imagine?
Yeah, it is Karima who's stepping up, and looks like he's going to just hoil this one. Hoil?
Hoil? What is this hoil of which you speak?
I'm making up words now. Brackley now pick the ball up on the right-hand side. They've got Moore on the touchline, tackled by, I think it was Ben Parker who got the final touch. It's gone behind for a corner. And the pressure is not easing at all in the second half. Brackley having by far the better of it. And Glenn Walker steps across to take a corner on the right-hand side.
Well, they are now leaving one-on-one very oddly. Oh, no.
There's a swap because Austin's going forward. The aerial threat of Ryan Austin. In towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Drench gets a punch. It has to be headed off the line by Maynell. It's still not cleared. Brackley still have pressure. Headed away by Jake Lawler. Eventually helped out. A big shout from the Brackley players for something inside the penalty area. Now Brackley look to get the ball back into that area. It's floated back in eventually onto the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked on by Clarima. And then collected by Stephen Drench, who throws the ball straight into Dominic Langdon, who couldn't do anything about it. It bounces off him, and it could have gone anywhere, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Goals, wouldn't it?
Dear, oh dear. It's been a spell of play like that. Stephen Drench's clearance sort of sums up, really.
Yeah.
Just can't clear our lines at all.
And we're sloppy. We do look now as though we're about to make a substitution, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a change, and it's probably well due. And by my reckoning, Kevin Holsgrove is going to come off. And it's Alex Johnson who's coming on. What do you make to that, AD?
I think Kevin's put a great shift in, but I think...
That's Ollie Johnson, even.
Ollie Johnson, right.
Yeah.
Well, Ollie, in a sense, will do the same thing. He'll run directly at people.
In the 64th minute, replacing number 9, Kevin Holsgrove, number 16, Ollie Johnson.
And we now have a situation here also.
You didn't believe it, did you? You didn't believe me, did you?
No, I thought... No, I didn't believe you, but we have many Johnsons. But if I'm honest...
You can't mix the two up.
It's
Kevin Holsgrove has gone off. And
number 9, replaced by Ollie Johnson, number 16. Johnson brothers. Yes.
And yes, it's all got a bit...
Surreal.
Surreal, yeah. So Ollie Johnson's on, Kevin Holsgrove's off anyway. And now guys, he come forward with Adam Boyce, sends the ball into Ollie Johnson.
And the ball's in orbit.
And the ball's really being cleared beyond the far hedgerow.
We are quite close to National Space Centre though, aren't we? So, yeah, I mean, it was quite odd that. It's I have to say as well, there's something clearly going on between the benches here. The referee's just gone over to speak to the linesman and to John Brady and to... Who knows what's going on?
Not normally known for a bench that gets involved in anything in particular.
No. But clearly there's a lack of happiness from the referee or something, certainly, because he's been over there a while, hasn't he?
He's talking to Well, Brackley bench, isn't he, at
yes,
the moment?
which is always good as long as it's not ours.
Mark Bowers just sort of milling around on the halfway line. I think just having a little over-listen, see what's being said. The ball's completely out of touch at the moment. Kevin Holsgrove has had a good return, hasn't he, in that
yes.
60 minutes or so that he's had on the field, and looked very threatening.
Yes, I think he was either running out of legs or ideas just after half-time, but the first half I thought it was very impressive, yes.
Vote of confidence for Ollie Johnson coming on. And now it's a chance for Gavin Rothery to show what he can do. Picks the ball up on the edge of the D, just can't get past his man. He's now heading away from goal, but goes down towards the touchline, gets the ball across, and it's cut out well by Langdon. It's gone behind for a corner. Well played by Gavin Rothery, but I have to say very good defending again, because there was just a sniff of a shot, wasn't it, before he got closed down. But Gavin's come more into the game as the game's gone on. This is a welcome relief, actually, at the moment. We've been under the pressure in the first opening periods of this second half, 15 minutes or so. Now Guiseley have the corner on the right-hand side as they attack the Brackley goal. This one's floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Ollie Johnson, the target man, headed away, though, up towards the halfway line as Brackley clear well. Ben Parker has to decide what to do with this. He's got two players on him. Stephen Moore looking for the back pass. Oof, Stephen Drench rather shanks it. Gets away with it this time. But Steve Diggan takes over now and charges down the left-hand side. He's got Nisovic out, but opts to get the ball into the area. It's a good one. And he's a collision between Walker, I think, was it Moore and the defender? Anyway, whatever happened, the referee has decided there's no penalty and no decision either way. But there was a big shout and a bit of frustration on both sides. Now Ollie Johnson takes over for Guys. He plays a lovely ball into the feet here of Rothery, who gets the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box, looks to beat Clarima, but Clarima does well and holds him up, and then eventually... Terrific defending again by Clarima there. Just laid the ball back, didn't he, Rothery, and it was just too short for Brooksby, I think, to get onto. Not Brooksby, sorry, Boschel. Ben Parker's defending there left Drenchy with a problem, didn't it? I mean, I have to say that the ball was a little bit short and underpaced, and Drenchy did well to to even get it away, really. But I think we created a problem that we need to create there. Guys, you have the ball on the left-hand side as they attack the Brackley goal. Oh, great feat. With Ollie Johnson doing really well. Skips past two players, gets the ball into the area. Eventually cleared by Ryan Austin. And Ollie Johnson's looking like he's looking to be a real threat this evening. The clearance helped up to the halfway line, and Stephen Moore, who's involved in that penalty shout a couple of minutes earlier, can't get hold of it. And Guiseley clear, but rather aimless hoof forward of the ball back into Brackley territory. So on come Brackley once again, but a poor ball between Nisovic and Langdon. Gives Guiseley the chance to regroup. Ball's all the way back with Turley. Turley this time plays the ball out towards Langdon. Again, Langdon doesn't control that one, and it's out for a throw. With respect to my wife who's listening, Christine would have been disappointed with that touch. I think we should get her playing. She sounds a rather marvellous footballer. The throw-in taken by Holdsworth. Forward now towards Ollie Johnson, but beaten away by Brackley. Flicked on now. Good flick on from Moore. Sends Diggan looking for it, but a good tackle. It had to be a well-timed tackle from Ben Parker, because Diggan was looking to break through the back four there. They've got tremendous pace, haven't they? And I mean, Ben Parker did very well to use the experience then, just to cover the ground in time, really, to read the situation. Now Brackley come forward, lay the ball down the right-hand side, picked uphill by Diggan once again, out to the right flank. And now there's a free kick going to be awarded, because Isaac Reed was pulled back. Silly free kick. Daft one to, no question about it. It was just blocked across. And, it's the one that really infuriates managers, because you have a situation where the lad's going in the corner. Is he going to get past the two players who are there? Probably not. And what's the worst case? It's a corner. But, really irritating. Dangerous free kick. This right out by the touchline, but about level with the edge of the D on the right-hand side as Brackley attack this goal. They put the ball into the area. It takes a deflection off her head, and Stephen Drench has to watch that one. Does really well just to make sure he gets his body behind it and watches the flight of the ball. Now Guiseley can counter-attack. Wayne Brooksby charging down this right-hand side. Bodies around him. Plays the ball in towards Ollie Johnson. Not enough to get above Sharp. And the defence is completed, and the ball goes forward. And time here for Stephen Drench just to nonchalantly kick the ball into the feet of Andy Holdsworth under the oncoming Stephen Moore. And Guiseley now can just take the time, hold on to the ball for a minute or two. And just kick it around as Brackley continue to be frustrated. Remarkable, really, that we haven't had more goals in this game. At the moment, there's only the one. That's Jake Lawler, but there's been chances aplenty for both sides. Brackley have looked very lively in the second period.
Yeah, I just think we're trying to force it a little bit too much. You know, there's an easy pass on and we're just trying to do, you know, worldly passes all the time. And 3 times recently, situations are broken down because of that. You know, where there's just an easy pass on to retain possession, take the sting out of the game. But, you know, Wayne's twice now tried to force a pass to Ollie Johnson when there is no pass.
Stephen Drench just has the ball at his feet, launches it long. Well won by Langdon. Beats Ollie Johnson to it. Danny Ellis hoofs the ball back into Brackley territory. Johnson does really well, closes down.
Really well.
Austin wins the ball, gives it into the feet of Adam Boyes, takes a shot from distance, well saved by the goalkeeper. Johnson takes the rebound, defended and cleared off the line. Guys, he can get another one in on goal, but somehow just misses the target. It was Adam Boyes. Oh my goodness, after a great clearance on the line from Brackley, the ball fell to Adam Boyes. He had the easiest chance, and how he's missed, I don't know, but he somehow just shanked the ball wide. It would have been easy to score.
That probably would have been
that was the game.
Match. Yes,
that would have been it, wouldn't it?
Yep.
That would have been.
Yep.
That was the chance. My word. There's no video here, is there, tonight?
The first 2 phases of that were excellent, weren't they? But the miss was shocking, really.
All down to Ollie Johnson, though.
Yeah.
Just going back there. Ryan Austin on the ball. Didn't give him a second. Ollie Johnson closed him down, took the ball, played it into the feet of Boyes. And initially, the shot was well saved by the goalkeeper.
Good save, yeah.
Johnson with the rebound. His shot was then cleared off the line well. And then it fell to Boyes, and surely should just have tapped the ball home, but somehow has just skewed the ball wide.
Could have taken a touch, couldn't he?
Oh, now Brackley come forward with a new sense of purpose, having escaped the second goal. Come forward here with Nisevic, tackled well by Holdsworth. Nisevic has a throw in though, level with the penalty area on the left-hand side. Good tackle from Wayne Brooksby, takes the ball away into the impressive Ollie Johnson.
Oh.
Johnson this time not
Commentator's
able
curse.
to play the ball back. In here to Nisevic. Nisevic floats the ball into the area. It's beyond Stephen Moore. And it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Wayne Brooksby did very well there, didn't he?
Breathless stuff, really.
Yeah, breathless indeed. It's really surprising it's 1-0. It could be any scoreline you care to name, couldn't it?
Yeah, it really could. 72 minutes gone, still 1 goal in it, and the only goal came on 19 minutes, Jake Lawler.
I'm still in shock that Adam Boyes didn't score that, if I'm honest. I just don't believe that we missed that.
It was something to behold. It wasn't quite Ronnie Rosenthal territory, but it was still quite a miss from close range. Guiseley now come forward down the left-hand side. Once again, looking to use Ollie Johnson's threat. He picks up the ball up, lays it square into the feet of Wayne Brooksby on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Well played, Wayne. Good feet.
He goes out towards the corner flag. Goes back here to Rothery. Then Jake Lawler takes over. Great work here from Rothery into the area. Flicks it onto the edge of the 6-yard box where Adam Boyes gets a touch and he fires it over the crossbar. And yet again, he's sort of jinxed in that area, Ady. You'd have thought he might have, you'd have put money on him putting that one in the back of the net too.
Yeah, but I mean, fairness to Adam Boyes there, I think that was one he had to go for because the shot wasn't going in clearly. But it is striking these last few minutes how easily we've got through on a couple of occasions.
Guys,
they're not coping with Johnson at all, are they?
No, Johnson's been a real revelation, hasn't he, coming on in this game?
Thing about Ollie is he's clearly not yet match fit because of his many operations and the fact that he's missed, well, most of the last 2.5 seasons. So you know all the time that you're only ever going to get probably 60 minutes max out of him. But on a better pitch, his trickery is really quite exceptional, isn't it?
Well, what he's got, though, is he's also got the energy there to close down in that last 20 minutes. He's obviously got it over short bursts. I mean,
there was a view when he was at Norwich that he was going to go into the Premiership and indeed at that point in time be worth a lot of money, and he was so unlucky with injuries. But he's got terrific feet.
Now, guys, they come forward once again. It's that man Johnson on the edge of the 18-yard box. Plays a beautiful ball in towards Brooksby. Really well tackled just to defend at the last ditch there. As Brooksby was ready to pounce. Langdon it was who got the touch. And now Guiseley are beginning to ask Brackley a few questions. The ball sent back here from Nisevic into the feet of Sharp. Sharp under pressure from Johnson. Johnson's not giving them a chance to settle, so they can't start and build up their attacks. They do well, though, here. And Glenn Walker eventually takes the ball over the centre circle, plays it out wide there. Glavin Rothery almost intercepts. But still they come forward. Karima forward towards Isaac Reed. Good tackle there from Rhys Maynell. Now Adam Boyes can collide. It goes in for a rather full-blooded tackle, to say the least. Big shout on the bench. And two players just...
well, two committed players. I mean, there's no
complaint either side, is there, really?
No.
But I think Ryan Austin took the brunt of the tackle.
He's given a fair few in his time as Ryan.
But he gets up very well and just takes it.
Good centre-half.
Good tackle again there from Boschel. Now into the feet of Boyes. Boyes trying to orchestrate things in the centre circle. Looks for options, just doesn't take any of them.
There was no option, though, was there? Because there was no... Ollie didn't continue his run, really, did he?
Wasn't an obvious choice, I think, in the end.
And that slide drill pass wasn't going to happen in real terms. Ollie's all over the pitch, though, isn't he? He's coming and looking for the ball, and his contribution's been massive. What a great ball that is. Ollie
Johnson now chasing this one as he goes down towards the byline, just overruns it.
So unlucky.
But a real effort there. Like you say, just picked the ball up with one hand and then turns out onto the right-hand side and cuts in.
Well done, well done.
Good tackle here from Andy Holdsworth.
And that was a guy's he threw all night, wasn't it? You could just tell from the noise.
But Brackley have got it. Inside their own half, in the left-back position. And 76 minutes gone. Into the final phases of this match. And
somebody's not doing a job on the far side there. That ball's travelled 60 yards. And there's nobody picking him up in midfield. Very, very poor.
Guys, you do get the touch in eventually from Rothery. Takes it away from Clarima. But as Eddie says, he'd made up some real yardage down that right-hand side. Get themselves into a bit of a mix with Glenn Walker eventually taking over in the middle of the pitch, but Brackley still retain possession.
Step out to the man in possession here, because they're making 20 yards progress all the time without anybody stepping out. There might be instructions from Markham, I don't know, but we seem to be
very deep, aren't we?
Space, yeah.
Now Guiseley have to watch the ball come in from the right-hand side. It's whipped in towards Stephen Moore. Good header from Danny Ellis, a towering presence in the heart of the defence, and eventually a good tackle there from Boschel takes the ball away from Diggin.
Foot race now. Oh, not quite.
Ollie Johnson chasing down the clearance. And in the end, Austin was cool and collected and laid it back to Sharp. Another chance for Brackley to start another patient attacking build-up play here.
I don't know if you noticed, but Glenn Walker's coming deeper and deeper in pursuit of the ball, and he's very hard to, if a player does that, they're very hard to mark.
Well won here by Steve Diggin from Walker's ball, and then plays the ball out wide here towards I think it was Nisovic. Take a deflection from a Guiseley man, and it's gone out for a throw-in once again, and this time it's going to be launched into the area.
Reese did well to get a touch on that, actually, because otherwise he's going to be free, wasn't he?
Langdon with the long throw up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It takes a flick on, it just goes past the upright.
And always was.
A free header, though, there inside the 6-yard box. Brackley almost on level terms there. Stephen Drench watched it, but I think if it was going inside, it was Tom Sharp in the end who got the header. Sorry, Brett Solkin who got the header.
I would have fancied Drencher to get there, though. He was, if you looked at how he was stood, he was.
So now we're going to see Ben Mills come on for Isaac Reed.
Ben Mills again, being around. Yeah.
Another tough, a good substitute for them to bring on. Isaac Reed, though, I mean, he was a real problem for us in the match at Nethermore. I seem to remember the game we lost 2-0.
He's had a good game tonight. I just thought the last maybe 10-15 minutes he's run out of ideas a little bit, or maybe legs.
Yeah, and I don't think they've made as much of the width as they might have done on that side.
And what they've done is they've started to drop, and I don't know why I'm waving my arms because nobody's watching, but they've started to watch Glenn Walker into this little pocket here. And it's him that's caused a difficulty he's caused a difficulty by coming away from goal, and obviously you can't step out with him, so it's very hard to mark in that role.
Maybe a change of things then here for Brackley.
Mills is very similar, isn't he? He's a sort of a passer of a ball with an eye for a goal.
So eventually Stephen Drench restarts. Clock's ticking. We've still got about 10 minutes or so to go before the end of this game, and
it's striking, isn't it? I'm sorry, Colin. It's striking how the game has sort of been in phases almost. It's been us and then them and then us and then them. The number 10 there has come back 10 yards from an offside position.
Steve Diggins just trying to play off the shoulder, isn't he? And he's come back to collect the ball and has been caught offside. That's twice he's done it. It's actually poor, isn't it? Poor positional play. But
it's been a patchy game, hasn't it? As much as there's been periods of dominance for both teams, really.
We had about 5 minutes there, didn't we, where
Yeah.
we just looked like we were going to score in that second half with Ollie Johnson closing down. There 2 chances for Adam Boys. But that seems to have passed, doesn't it? And Brackley, like you say,
Are having a patch as well now. Yeah.
Their spell now. They've won the ball, but this time Boschel sends it back into Brackley's half. Can Guiseley turn the tide once again in their favour? Still lead by a goal to nil here. Jake Lawler plays the ball in to Rothery. Rothery skips past one man. Starts a run down the left-hand side. Plays it out here towards Ollie Johnson in the end, inside the area, but it's beaten away before it gets to him. Danny Boschel now takes over as Guiseley come forward once again. Boschel and Rothery exchange passes on the edge of the 18-yard box. Rothery tries to get the cross away, but again, well cut out, well defended by Brackley, to be fair. And now the counter-attack is launched. Ben Mills gets his first touch, but it's cleared. Jake Lawler takes over, lays the ball to the left-hand side.
As they chase the equaliser, the game's very, very stretched now, isn't it?
And Guiseley now come down this left-hand side, and it's a good opportunity here to just hold on to this ball. Maybe just get the ball into the area and create another chance. It's with Boys, but he's coming back from goal. Guiseley more or less looking like we're holding on to the ball rather than attacking that final third. And in the end, do neither, to be fair. That was a poor ball. It's gone out into touch.
No, I think the strange thing as well, or slightly strange thing, in his last 10 minutes is Adam Boys isn't running the centre-forward channel, really. He's you know, as a forward player, but essentially with almost running a sort of a inside right channel.
And one forward from Guiseley as the ball goes back into play. Is sent out towards Adam Boys, but it's overhit and out for a throw. And Brackley get things underway, and it's immediately Ryan Austin who takes over, lays the ball into the feet of Walker. And now here come Brackley once again with Solken down the right-hand side. Lays the ball into Clarima, playing in an advanced position, turns and twists and gets the ball into the area with a cross, looking for Mills. There's Danny Ellis there just ahead of him. Picked up now by Walker, though, still 30 yards from goal. Infield now to Stephen Moore, gets a shot away with the left foot, hits the top of the crossbar and goes behind. It was always rising. Stephen Drench, to be fair, was underneath it. But that was a great piece of play there from Brackley, and it almost resulted in an equalising goal. And as we head, by my reckoning, into the last 8 minutes, the Lions almost relinquish the lead. As it is, Guiseley still hold on to that 1-goal advantage. Jake Lawler it is who's scored the goal on Guiseley AFC radio. But now Brackley come forward again. Stephen Moore into Mills. Mills out to Clarima. Clarima's going to get this into the box once again. He skips past Maynell, gets the ball into the area. Mills takes a shot from the penalty spot. Got underneath it, hit it over the bar. But almost an identical movement, and Mills almost got the ball into the net there. But unfortunately for him, it went over. Unfortunately for us, it went over.
And then we have the ridiculous situation there with the referees telling Drenchy about wasting time, and you think, good Lord, man.
He's hardly got the ball back, has he?
He's got if the ball disappears over a corrugated fence, how's he wasting time?
Clarima, though, making good headway down that right-hand side, those two sides.
He's been their outstanding player for me.
Really taking advantage on that flank.
Great flick from Jake Lawler.
Guiseley once again find their backs against the wall. Picked up here by Rothery, taken away from him by Glenn Walker. Out wide here to Clarima. Now he's finding some space to run in on this right side. Can get this ball into the area again. It's another good ball in there. It's flicked on towards goal. This time Mills can't get anything goal bound, and it's gone behind. Or it's Solken rather, who can't get anything goal bound. It's gone behind for a goal kick, and he's determined that it's a corner. Referee points the goal kick, and the danger passes once again, but the ball's just returning every single time, really, from
Nobody's
goal
dealing
kicks.
with Clarima. Clarima's just causing chaos now down the right-hand side, isn't he?
And you just wonder how they've managed to change that round so that he's finding so much space. Isaac Reed was out there.
Yeah, I
he
think
certainly wasn't finding that space.
I think the issue is probably that Clarima's starting position is deeper, and therefore it's harder to actually mark him from his starting position unless one of your forwards comes with him. And whoever, or in fact, what they have done is they've probably gone to a back three, haven't they?
Yeah, they have actually. Yes, that's fair comment. So it's working for them at the moment, but they haven't got back on level terms yet, and we've got 5 minutes to go. Guys, he still lead by a goal to nil. Now it's in the feet of Ollie Johnson. Johnson's got Andy Holdsworth.
Poor ball.
Comes forward onto the halfway line, and Holdsworth plays it into the feet here of Brooksby. Brooksby, nice turn, gets it back, but then takes a heavy touch, and that gives a chance for Austin to clear. It's a long clearance. Stephen Drench just takes it down, and Stephen Moore will force him pick it up. Drench does so. Guiseley just have a chance to take a breather. Long one from Drench, this time Austin underneath it with Brooksby. Brooksby goes to ground.
Soft. Even I'm asking for a free kick there.
Not any intent to win the ball there, was there?
No, soft.
And now Nisovic comes forward.
Great read.
And it's a good tackle on him by Andy Holdsworth, and it had to be.
That's killing Bosch with that pass.
The ball in from Holdsworth to Boschel gave him no chance, and Glenn Walker just picks it up once again, playing the ball out to the right-hand side where Clarima can take over. This time Maynell and Rothery stand him up. The ball sent back here to Walker. Walker gets the ball into the area once again. It's a great ball. Good header away from Ben Parker. It's still not cleared though. Digging now, tries to take it down. Eventually it's cleared. Then a shot comes in from Clarima, which is way below par, and it's over the bar and behind for a goal kick. It's again the ball into the area there, asking all the questions from Clarima in the first instance.
We've twice now had really good opportunities to sort of basically calm the game down, and now our lack of attention on the ball has been poor. The ball from Andy Holdsworth then to Danny Boschel was shocking.
Goal kick. Stephen Drench will take. Guys, he still lead by a goal to nil here at Brackley, with Jake Lawler the goal scorer of 19 minutes.
That's a foul.
Been plenty of chances now for Brackley to force their way back into this game. Now Ollie Johnson comes forward on the counter-attack, takes it into the penalty area, beats his man. A brilliant shot with the left foot. And Guiseley have got the second. Unbelievable. Woo! The ball sent forward. Ollie Johnson just surged forward, beat two men. And then a sublime finish with the left foot. Curled it into the top corner of the net. Billy Turley with no chance. And Ollie Johnson, the substitute, surely has grabbed the points for Guiseley here. It's now Brackley 0, Guiseley 2.
Absolute, pardon my ridiculous response, but that world-class finish. Tremendous feat.
What a finish that was, like you say. And he just charged through. It was exactly what we needed on the counter-attack, because we were under such pressure up until that point. And
it's about somebody taking responsibility, trusting their own ability, basically.
Well, in the middle of that celebration, AD, you almost sent our computer flying as well. It took us off air there.
Sorry.
Consider yourself chastened.
I am considerably chastened, yes.
Guiseley 2, Brackley 0 here at St James's Park. We are delighted, but
and it now looks like Mr. Brady is going to get sent off finally.
The referee's going across to the home dugout. There's definitely something that's occurring. There's going to be another substitute as well. By my reckoning, that's Danny Boschel who's coming off, if I can read the sign.
I would imagine
correct.
So. Bosch isn't very well anyway. He's had a really bad asthma attack.
Oh, has he?
He's been having it for about a week and a bit. So, no, seriously, he's had this sort of chest infection, and as an asthmatic, I know how dangerous that can be. So he's done well to get through his 80 minutes tonight.
No, he's done very well then. We all suffer from that. And Danny Boschel is coming off, and Jack Ray for the last couple minutes is going to return to Skrill North action for the first time since Boston.
Jack Ray's come on number 12 for Danny Boschel, number 8.
As we just share the news of the substitution around. And Guiseley now, we'll just wait to see this change happen. I haven't seen what the referee's quite decided to do over there.
I have no idea what's going on here.
He's not had a word with anyone, obviously, and in the end, it's just the substitute that seems to have happened. But the referee went over that side and had a good long chat with the Brackley bench from the looks of it. Just a minute to go of normal time, but there'll be a few minutes added on after that little stoppage, after the goal. It must be about 3 minutes in stoppages just in that incident alone. That
was very odd, wasn't it? I've no idea what the referee was doing over there. He seemed to be having another blast at the Brackley bench.
No action whatsoever.
No, but no action. I always took the view when I was refereeing myself at a reasonable level, and when I was in the Unibond Prem, that the reality was if you're a referee going over to a bench, if you're not going to do anything, just don't go.
Well, she'll get your memoirs on that later, Eddie. The ball's picked up by Brackley, sent long, flicked on, and then into the area where Diggin can get on the end of it and doesn't get control of the ball in front of Stephen Drench when the ball fell kindly for him.
There was odd.
That was really strange, wasn't it? Because it was so tamely put into the feet of him, and in the end he just didn't expect it to come, did he? And
I had the impression that Danny Ellis had a shout, which I can only assume came from Drenchy, and then Drenchy stopped.
the way it's gone behind for a goal kick, fortunately. But that could have been a goal, an immediate goal back for Brackley. 90 minutes are up. Goal just about thereabouts. So it's whatever gets added on now. Guiseley lead by 2-0. Jake Lawler and Ollie Johnson. Ollie Johnson goal, quite special. And now Nisovic comes forward for Brackley as they look to make an immediate answer. Andy Holdsworth wins. Into the feet now of Johnson. Ollie Johnson with Nisovic closing him down. Holds him off. Lays the ball back into the feet of Brooksby. And then helped forward by Andy Holdsworth down the right-hand channel. And Johnson doesn't give this one up. Austin on this ball has to be very cool and collected and lay the ball into the feet of Langdon. Wayne Brooksby goes in front of him, but then goes straight to ground and again doesn't really put a challenge in. I don't think he's got too many complaints on that score either.
That was just odd.
It was. He just sort of laid down in front of him and let the player go through him, but no foul. Jack Ray now has to battle to try and win the ball off Stefan Moore. It's picked up here by Nisovic. Out wide towards Moore again. Moore cuts in field, gets past Andy Holdsworth. He's got a chance to shoot from the edge of the D, gets a shot away. Well held by Stephen Drench.
Pass back.
It wasn't convincing, was it? But Drench does make it look rather easy when he gets in the right place. But Guiseley, 2 goals to the good here on Guiseley AFC radio. And I haven't seen a board go up, but we should be just about there.
Yeah, we must be adding now, you'd think, mustn't we?
The ball in the hands of Billy Turley at the moment. Long one forward from the goalkeeper. As Brackley are in a real hurry now to get a foot game. 10 yards from about the edge of the right-hand side of the penalty area. Up from that, and it's a chance for them to get a ball floated into the area, and they've got bodies in the box. This one's a dangerous one. It defeats everyone, and it goes straight into the back of the net. Brackley have got the foothold back in the game, and Guiseley are beginning to wobble just a little bit in this last few minutes. The goal scorer, I think, well, it's Brett Sulkin. He was the man who got the final touch. It was hard to tell because it went through a melee of players.
That was one of those, you know, it's in an awkward area, isn't it? And it just bounced in front of the keeper. You know, that the zone of uncertainty thing that people talk about.
Corridor of uncertainty, yeah definitely.
Yeah.
But
disappointing to concede, but
it is actually, and we really just have to get ourselves into some sort of shape now for this last couple of minutes or so, because
I don't know why no board's gone up, but I can't tell how long's left.
We must be at least a couple of minutes into added time. By my reckoning,
there's no
90 plus 4. But it's hard to tell because there was a good 3-minute delay or so after the second goal.
But as you say, by mine, we're 90 plus 3 now.
So Guiseley still lead, but it's 2-1 now. And they just need to take the sting out of this. We've no idea how long we've got left. Nobody around us seems to know or has seen the board go up. So we're in the hands of the referee. Don't want to say any more on that.
It's just odd.
Guiseley take the throw down the left-hand side. Ollie Johnson collects. Gavin Rothery. Guiseley don't want to lose possession here. We just need to hold on to it. It's out towards... in
a game with no bookings.
Boys.
No bookings either. You know, there'll be no bookings. I just don't
get
how long we're adding now.
Now the throw goes back in field. Austin collects and the referee blows the whistle.
Tremendous win. Tremendous win.
No idea how long there was left, so it comes as somewhat of a relief. A great 3 points for the Lions. 2 goals in each half. The first from Jake Lawler on 19 minutes, finishing from a corner from the edge of the 6-yard box. A great finish to give the Lions the lead. The second came from Ollie Johnson, a super goal on the counter-attack after Brackley had some concerted pressure. Ollie Johnson on the counter-attack, skipped past 2 players and then sublimely finished firing the ball with the left foot into the top left-hand corner of the net. Late on, Brett Sulkin got a touch on a free kick that made it a little bit nervous for the last couple of minutes, but the final whistle's gone and it's finished here. Brackley Town 1, Guiseley 2, and 80 a deserved 3 points.
Yes, I have to say towards the end I found some of the refereeing histrionics a bit odd, in as much going across their bench and whatever, and how long was added on or wasn't, and what was going on. But overall, probably just about deserved the win. In what was, by the way, a great advert for the league. Contrasting styles, but both teams, you know, played how they play, and I thought we probably just about deserved the win. But it's a tonic of the 3 points for us, isn't it?
It's a great result, isn't it? And again, it's a team above us. It's a team we have to catch up, and they've been very impressive across the course of the season, and impressive when they've played us in the past. And it's good to get a victory over them.
And it puts us back in the mix a little bit, because if you looked at the fixtures, and I'll regret this one day on Saturday, but when you looked at the fixtures, you thought perhaps this was the hard one. Something at Histon, maybe beat Leamington, and then we really are sort of back in the mix again. So no, and also it's cleared our heads after a couple of poor results. What we've proved is we can play on a decent pitch.
Well, a great result, 2-1 here. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast here on Guiseley AFC Radio. We'll be back for the long trek down to Histon on Saturday. We'll see you then.